Hello and welcome to New to Discus for K-5 Learning. I'm Linda Heimberger and I am the Training and Outreach Coordinator for the Electronic Resources Program with the South Carolina State Library. Today, we're going to focus strictly on our K-5 resources. So if you are new to Discus or if you just need a refresher on some of the new features that we have and content, this is definitely for you today. Just want to quickly show you our agenda. We will be doing an overview of the Discus site itself so that you can see how to contact us, how to locate all of our training, how to utilize the handouts that we're providing to you. We're going to look at Learn 360, primarily looking at Magic School Bus and Reading Rainbow, but also some of the other features. Learn 360 is going to really be your go-to place for multimedia, but there are also some great interactives and printables that are available for the elementary level. Kids Infobits is going to bump it up a notch as far as your informational text. This is a great place to start students on learning to conduct research and pull citations and really understand how different formats of information, such as magazines, books, interviews, etc., will give them different types of content for their research. Britannica School Elementary is going to bump it up yet another notch because it's going to integrate a whole lot of differentiated learning opportunities for the student. It also provides the teachers and the librarians with some really good educator content. Then finally, we're going to look at CultureGrams and StudySC for our social studies related materials. Tumble Books, we'll briefly dive into Tumble Books and give you an overview of what is there. And then finally, we're going to look at Discus Kids and Explora to show you how you can actually search across multiple databases on the platform as well. So Britannica School is available for elementary, middle, and high, and that is one of the databases that we're going to feature toward the middle of our session today. I'm going to just jump out of the PowerPoint and go in live to our Discus platform to show you some of this information. And one thing I would like to do is actually to show you first the About Us at the top of our Discus. This is all at scdiscus.org. The About Us is going to give you all of our contact information here. It's going to show you the background of our how we got started and what the Discus South Carolina's virtual library is all about. The Contact Us is at the end of the navigation bar here. This is where you're going to be able to contact us. I'm sorry, I misspoke with About Us, but you can see that we have our mailing address, phone number, and email address here. You are invited to join us with Facebook and Twitter. Those are both here available as well. You can subscribe to our Discus newsletter that comes out at least monthly. And you can also join our Discus listserv that will give you updates and information, usually quarterly. So I want to take you out to our main Discus page once again so that you can see when you first go to scdiscus.org, we have updates at the bottom of the carousel pictures, and you'll see we currently have a lesson plan and activity contest that I wanted to point out to you all. This runs through the beginning of May 2019. We are going to be awarding 5 Kindle Fires to the 5 winning lesson plans or activities. You can certainly submit something that you're already doing with integrating Discus into a lesson or an activity there at your library, or you can also share this out to your teachers so that they can know that they can submit entries as well to our Discus office for that. And again, that is linked from our main news page, from the main Discus first Discus page. We are going to have some upcoming webinars on CultureGrams. In fact, this week we'll be having a webinar there. And I will show you some more information on our training tab. If you notice the training tab, that is here. The training calendar will give you the information about what is upcoming and what will be offered in the coming months. The online archive link will take you to all of our recorded webinars and screencasts that we have conducted throughout the year. So if you've missed something and would like to go back and pick it up, that will be the place you will go. And then finally, the training resources. And I'm going to actually click on that because there you'll find scavenger hunts, handouts, and other resources to assist you as you train students at your school. So I'm going to click on the training calendar first and just show you today we have our new to Discus one that you're seeing now. Thursday we have CultureGrams. Our April calendar is not quite filled out yet, but we do have a Credo reference coming up. We're also going to have another Tumble Books the first week of April that will be added to that training piece. So you can then also go to training online archives, and that's where you're going to see the breakout of your general Discus training, South Carolina history resources for 3rd and 8th grades, music and arts content. We have several e-learning screencasts featured here, and then we have those that are provided by vendors as well. So if there is just one database that you want to kind of take a deeper dive into and get more details on, this is certainly a great place to start. So today, we're doing a very short webinar. So today, we're going to just be doing a very brief overview of what you will find here. And you can continue to follow our calendar to find more in-depth webinars that are upcoming. So finally, within the training tab here, we're going to look at training resources. And this is something I wanted to point out to you all. The subject and topical guides that you see linked from the training resources here, particularly the elementary one for you in K through 5. This is going to break out our databases, tell you what is appropriate for those grade levels of K through 5, but also highlight special features from the databases so that you can kind of get more of an in-depth look at what the students will be able to use and the teachers will be able to use to build lessons. And those of you even in public libraries, when you're working with students at this level, this can be useful to you. Notice across the top, you also find the different formats of information that you're going to find in each database resource. And you also see in the last column, those that are Google integrated, so that you can see how you can actually download to Google. Note that they're also including Microsoft OneDrive deliverables here in biography and context, in Kids Infobits, and in our other upper level database, Opposing Viewpoints. You can also upload to your Microsoft OneDrive. So those handouts can be very useful to you. You are welcome to print those out or send them to someone in an email. They are PDF files, so you're welcome to do that. I also want to point out in our subject and topical guides, we have STEM resources as a handout as well. This one includes K through 12. So if you would like to have this in a Word document, you're certainly welcome to email me, and then you can tailor this as you see fit for your K through 5 audience. So these are updated frequently, so it's a good idea before you do print or share that you might want to check in to make sure that the date that you see at the bottom is the most recent one that is here on our website. So then we want to take you next to show you how to access the databases here from A to Z list, grade level, or subject. So you have these access points to be able to get to the databases. The A to Z list is just that. It's in alphabetical order, and you can click on the letter of those that you want to see. By subject, we also have them broken out this way. But for today's purposes, we're going by grade level to our early childhood and elementary. And I just want to point out to you some great new links that we have. We acquired Learn 360 last summer of 2018, the multimedia database. And I wanted to point out to you that we did get a direct link to Magic School Bus. So it actually lives in Learn 360, but we now have a direct link out to Magic School Bus so that you can certainly take advantage of these, the series here for your elementary students. You can also share these out to your Google Classroom if you want to post there. You can also send an email to perhaps another teacher who's looking for a particular topic and send that link out for your colleagues to be able to access and pull into lessons as well. So that's just a real quick look at Magic School Bus, which we will be back in Learn 360 shortly, so you can see the other robust resources that we have there, because we do have Reading Rainbow series there. We have Sesame Street, we have Electric Company. We have a lot of really good videos for that K through 5 group. I also wanted to point out to you that we have let's see, we have in Learn 360, we have the Kids Infobits linked from here as well, and the Britannica Elementary that I mentioned at the beginning of this session. So you can see we have a ton of resources, but today we're going to look first at Learn 360, and then we'll jump into Kids Infobits for a quick overview there. So I'm going to go back into that Learn 360 platform and just show you that we do have across the top, you can see the most popular videos and interactives that are available. You can browse by subjects here just by scrolling through if you wish to do it that way. If you're only interested, for instance, in mathematics, you can scroll through the subjects. These that are featured by the month are usually linked to that month, like February, we had African American history. March, we have women's history. You can browse through those. Notice there are additional resources that are in addition to your media. We have the non-video resources of interactives, audios, maps, and science experiments that are for you there as well. I'm just going to quickly do a view all. Many people aren't aware there's some great fact sheets here, math activities, and other pieces that are printable for you and your teachers. You can see across the top, you can also view by producer. So if you're only interested in the Electric Company videos, or you're specifically interested in a particular group, the more you use Learn 360, the more you'll notice that there are certain publishers maybe that you gravitate toward. So you can certainly search by publisher as well there. The easiest way, besides browsing all of these carousels, is to click on the menu at the top and just simply click on Browse Videos or Browse Other Media to see what's available. So if I do Browse Videos here, notice how it breaks out for me all of our topics that are covered within the lessons, within the Learn 360. So you can see we have many world language videos here at the bottom with Spanish, French, German, Chinese, etc. We have some things broken out specifically for mathematics, for careers, if you have students that are doing career exploration. So that browse is going to be very easy for you to use there as well. And then you also are able to go in a lot of these videos. You can do a direct search on. So if you are simply interested in cursive writing videos, perhaps a teacher has asked for those. You can see we do have the Write series here. And I can just pull these titles down to show you how they have the various pieces for the different letters, the getting loopy big time letters and the small time letters, the loops and lines. As we go through, we have the round rolling wheel letters, Big Dippers. So this is a whole series of segments of cursive writing to assist the students. And again, you can share these out to Google Classroom here with Share. You can embed the link, embed a direct link to it if you want to send it by email that way. So you can do a direct search in Learn 360 or simply browse the carousels. You can also just type in mathematics or type in a subject or keyword there. This is definitely a keyword search. You see that we get over 2,000 results, but you can limit those results to your grade levels. So notice here on the right, we have pre-K 3 to 5 here. So if you're only interested in mathematics, that's going to be those first couple of years of school that are relevant for them. You can filter to only pull up those that are relevant for your younger students. And then those in grades 3 to 5, we can also add those into our search as well. So if you create an account in Learn 360, when you get started, you're going to be able to create playlists with these and do a lot more advanced sort of providing to your teachers and to your students by having that account. So you can certainly just view the videos without an account, but if you want to be able to create playlists and share those out to teachers, you would need your own account as well. So I do want to tell you that we do have a series. Again, I'm not going into a lot of depth on this new to Discus webinar, but we do have a series within our training online archives. Our e-learning series will go into more depth. We're just about to add our multimedia one here, and that will go into a lot more depth about how to use Learn 360. And you'll also see the Learn 360 introductory video here that was recorded. So I did want to just remind you all of that piece. So we also have the series, as I mentioned before, of Reading Rainbow, that fabulous series there that is within our Learn 360. And there are over 200 that appear here that are different episodes. And that's something else that you all would definitely want to take note of there within Learn 360. So I'm going to scoot out of Learn 360 and move into our back to our grade level. I'm going to move into our Kids Infobits to show you there are also a lot of multimedia videos available in Kids Infobits. And I want to show you first how you would easily find those. The easiest way, you can type videos here as a search. Again, it's searching all the collection for videos there. And that's typically what people will think to do first. But notice you're really getting a breakdown of a combination of sources here. These are actually articles and books and pictures that are related to videos. So I want to make sure I distinguish between that search and the advanced search that you see here on the right, because the advanced search is going to allow you to just simply limit to videos. So you as the librarians are going to be able to quickly go to advanced search, choose content type, videos, and you're going to be able to just quickly pull up over 600 brief videos that are here in this Kids Infobits collection. A lot of people are not aware these are here. These are wonderful, particularly for STEM studies, because most of these are based in science. But they're very short videos. They're not going to be like your Learn 360 where you have, lengthy videos and series. These are going to be sort of quick in and out videos to be able to demonstrate points in classes. So that's something I wanted you to definitely know about there. Notice when I first go into Kids Infobits, I do have an interactive, very visual breakdown of the main subjects that are here. So your youngest students that would find it most easily to browse via hierarchies here will find that it's much easier to just kind of go through plants and then continue to go through different selections. We're looking at trees. Perhaps you're studying about evergreens. They can just go picture by picture and they'll see evergreens here. That's when they're going to be able to pull up all the information in Kids Infobits from books, pictures, magazines, newspaper articles that have to do with the evergreen, for instance. They can then also search within results if they need to narrow further. They can do a search within all of these results that they received there. Some other great features within Kids Infobits is you do have a nice listen feature where you can actually have it read aloud. And you also have the option to send to Google Drive or send to OneDrive here. So they can download their information. And if you notice at the top, they can also, you and your teachers or librarians can sign in with Google and be able to post information to your Google Classroom here as well. So this is going to be a great resource for your students who are just getting to learn different formats of information, such as what would you find in a magazine? What kind of different aspects of a subject might you get from a newspaper or a book? And then you can also see that they can search directly as well. So if they're interested in Native Americans here, they can do just a direct search in general on Native Americans. Notice that the content levels key here allows you, your students and teachers to be able to see what is a basic article, what is a more intermediate reading level, and then what are the advanced reading levels here. In parentheses, we have the total number of how many biographies, books, magazines, etc. are available. And that is just quickly your Kids Infobits. So it's going to be a lot more heavy on your informational text. It does have the videos, however. So the next one in our list was Britannica School. I'm going to quickly go there and show you a couple of things. One, I'm going to minimize my screen and go back down to my PowerPoint slides just to show you that it's really important for you to create an educator's account here in order to access all of the additional features of Britannica School for educators. And that is actually located at the top of your screen. And you will see that here, educators at the top. And when you create that account, you'll be able to browse lesson plans. You'll be able to create lesson plans by pulling Britannica content into your own resource packs there. Again, there's a lot more information on that in our e-learning screencast that's linked from our online archive page, the e-learning screencast on lessons in Discus. But I do want to take you on out to Britannica School Elementary to show you again that you can also do direct searches here within their database. They always have sort of featured articles here. But at the top, you can do a direct search again here. And if I just look up Native Americans as my search again here, you're going to see that it also breaks things out by levels, as Gail did, where you have level 1, level 2, and level 3. So you can see that those are, level 2 is more the middle school level, and level 3 is more the high school level. So if someone is reading on a different or more advanced reading level, you have those options to be able to scale the articles down or up accordingly. Notice on the left, you also have a variety of formats of information. If they're strictly looking for images that have to do with Native Americans, they can search just through the image section here. Every image that is in Britannica is always going to have the citation with it, and that is going to be indicated by the check mark in the box here. And you can see they can pull the MLA citation, the APA citation there that's appropriate to go with that. So they can learn very early on how important it is to document sources and give credit for those, even for images there. There are videos that would be available for the different searches that they do. There is a dictionary where they can actually, I think this one is not available at the moment, but I do want to show you the interactive dictionary when we get to informational text. So there's then magazines, websites, and then of course the lesson plans that you see because I'm logged into an educator account here. But if I click on magazine articles here, and I am looking at one of the articles that I find of interest here, I'll just click on, let me see what I can find for you all as an example. I'll just click on the first one here for you to see about Chief Joseph. Notice at the bottom of your screen, it says this is the double click dictionary. So if I'm not really sure what the word spiritual means here, I can just double click on that and it's going to come up and give me the pronunciation, actually a listen aloud pronunciation. It's also going to show me how to pronounce it, and it's going to give me that definition for it. So as students are reading within Britannica, this is an excellent feature for them to be able to quickly and easily look up some of the words if they're not sure what poignant is, for instance. Deeply affecting, touching there. So I wanted to make sure you saw that. Notice you also have a plus and a minus to increase or decrease the font size. So if you're showing this in class, or perhaps you have a student who needs some assistance with a larger font, that's available there also. For the article content that is proprietary to Britannica, here, if I just click on Native Americans, you'll also see a lot of additional features. Those articles can be sent to Google Drive or Google Classroom. You can save them as a favorite, so easily get back to. There is a translator that's available in the tools here as well. Certainly you can print or email in addition there. Notice for teacher here, if I click on teacher to the right of this piece, it's going to see what is tied to the curriculum standards for your state. So that's another place, the US standards here, South Carolina. That's another feature that's really nice for you to be able to tell which resources tie to which standards. So again, this is a very quick overview of Britannica School. And you can get more details on using Britannica from our online archive page of our previous webinars. So So the next one that I wanted to quickly look at is CultureGrams and StudySC, because these are excellent resources for your elementary school students. StudySC is all things South Carolina, and Jessica Ogburn here in our electronic resource office, along with Amanda Stone and others at the South Carolina State Library, have really worked to develop this particularly for students in 3rd and 8th grades. But you can see we have the South Carolina Book Awards here listed. We have links to South Carolina people. So if you want them to be able to find civil rights activists, musicians, explorers, etc., this is a very easy to use tool. Notice it has taken us out of scdiscus.org and taken us to studysc.org. So when you click that link from our menu, that's where it's actually going to take you out to. There are lesson plans available here. There's a fantastic interactive county map. So if you want your students to learn about your county or surrounding counties, they'll find history, people, and information about the cities and towns in that county that are available. So that's another great elementary school resource. And then I want to also pull you up to CultureGrams, because if they're branching out into more United States history, that is available here in the States edition, along with a lot of South Carolina information as well. And then there is the Kids edition that you see on the top right here. And there is just a robust collection of information here about the countries. You'll notice there are interviews, famous people that are related to each country. If I just click on Africa here and choose Egypt, for example, I'm going to be able to get a quick FAQ of some facts about Egypt. I'll see the flag for the country. I'll see the national anthem. There's a downloadable MP3 for them to be able to hear that piece. And then notice along the right, I have a lot more features to be able to get a list of famous people in Egypt, and to be able to see interviews that were made with different people in Egypt. And then on the left, there's a lovely historical timeline and just a historical background of the country. The lifestyle, what do they eat there? You know, what are some of their cultural pieces, such as weddings and marriages, and what kind of games they play, what are their holidays for the country. And something that the teachers really love, in addition, are the recipes that are available for each country, and that is here on the right. So if you're doing an international day, there's some really great places there for that piece as well. So CultureGrams is an excellent place to go for both country information worldwide, and also for your just your United States information. I wanted to show you another piece that we've called out, and that is our DK Eyewitness ebooks here. These are, as you know, are published ebooks that are published books that have very robust pictures and diagrams. And these are really more for your upper level elementary students through middle school. But they are also linked to the grade level for elementary education for you to use as well. So if you take them out of CultureGrams, looking at Egypt there, and you want to pull them into one of the DK Eyewitness books, they can easily see some of the great visuals and pieces, for this instance, for Great Pyramids here, and information on that section, on that header. So these are searchable, so they can search within the section for them to search within the book here on the right. So if I am particularly interested in a pharaoh, I'm only wanting to look at that section, I can search for the pharaohs within that collection and be able to get information there. So that is all tied into our Credo database, but it is a little mini collection that you find here for DK Eyewitness. Something else I wanted to show you today is our Tumble Book collection, which if you're new to Discus or new to our state, this is a K through 6 level collection. And I can go ahead and pull up, I'm just going to go all the way to the bottom, go to our Tumble admin and show you what is here. So under your collection, you can see within Tumble Books, we have storybooks, read-alongs, graphic novels, over 60 of those, over 300 storybooks. We have playlists, puzzles, and games that are supplements to some of the books that you find here that are going to be very useful for you and your teachers. So if I go back to the main Tumble Books page, you're going to be able to see that they also collate many books related to the month that we're in, the new books that we have, favorites, picks. Some of them, as we scroll down, are more tied to particular authors, like Robert Munsch here, nonfiction books, sports-related books. So the students can easily browse to see if there's something they'd like to read. The storybooks also are searchable using your Tumble search here on the top right. And they can search by title, by subject here. I'm just going to type in Stephanie's ponytail as an example. That's one that the children, as you know, really love. So if I search for Stephanie's ponytail, it'll pull up the book. And it has any additional supplementary pieces here, such as games, quizzes that go along with the book, any lesson plans that go along with the book. And you would just click Read Online for the book to load and for the student to be able to read the book. I'm going to try to turn that down a bit. I'm not sure if you all are hearing it, but it's rather loud. You can actually let the student turn the page themselves. It's not required that it turn itself, so it can either go auto and it will highlight the words as they're being read aloud, or you can change it to manual and mute it and then let the students read it aloud and turn the pages at their own pace. So that's an excellent excellent resource there. Notice across the top of Tumble Books, you also have read-alongs, you have ebooks. So we have chapter books for the students as well that are for a little bit more advanced readers. We have nonfiction books that are called out here. We have a lot of really good ones on presidents and people and space, etc. Graphic novels, for those who are interested in that format, those are also available as well. So you can see, I'm taking you back now to our handout that I first mentioned to you. You can see that we've kind of covered not even quite half of what you have available to you for K through 5. I wanted to show you as well, in order to search across more than one database, you have a couple of options here. On your elementary page, you have Explora for elementary schools. And notice this is also an interactive search piece. It's not a database in itself, but it's actually searching across the EBSCO databases here with Explora that students can then look for specific biographies, social studies, etc., and sort of guide their way through to find the information there. So they can then see all of the results that are here. So that is one way that students can search in multiple locations at once. Notice the Lexile level is available at the end of each entry, so you can see what is appropriate for your student, or you can also actually search by Lexile range here on the left if you just want to possibly weed out the reading levels down to those that are appropriate for that Lexile level. You can also change publication date and other filters there on the left. So that is one search interface. Another very popular one is Discus Kids that you find from the main page here, Discus Kids, and the students can also search there as well. So when we look for polar bear, for instance, here for the kids, notice where your information is coming from. You've got some coming from the primary search database, some from Middle Search Plus here, and then any of those other additional ones that would be pulled from additional databases would come up in these results lists as well. So this sort of expands the searching capabilities for your students that are on in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, where they can start learning how to a little bit more complex searching for the student. There's also the ability to search strictly by subject. So we had over 4,000 by keyword, but when we're just strictly looking for subject of polar bear, we only have 500 here. So you can see that gives them a little bit more expansive ability to do some searching. So I believe we've covered everything we mentioned in our agenda today. I do just want to once again take you back out to our slides so that you can see here. Just going to kind of advance through the slides here. This was some more of our Britannica things. This is how you can keep in touch with us and keep updated with Discus with our Facebook, Twitter, and our newsletter. And also, if you need to contact us, there is the Contact Us from the page that I mentioned at the beginning, and you're welcome to email any of us or just the Discus office if you have any questions or need any additional support. Thank you very much for joining us today. This will be recorded and it will be placed in our online archives, and we look forward to seeing you in another webinar.